everybody. I'm Dr. Greg Sloop, and it's time for Live at 5 on this Monday, May 13th, 2024. Hope you had a great weekend. If you had a great weekend, it probably involves some Mother's Day activities. Hope you celebrated your moms and had a great time thanking the Lord and thanking her for all she's been and done in your life. Good to see you here today. We've got some folks logging on, and we appreciate that so much. We are going to finish up the story of Abraham's servant going to the family of Abraham and finding a wife for Isaac. We're starting in Genesis 24, verse 57. Just a little bit of recap. We all know that the servant of Abraham was made a vow to Abraham that he would go and get Isaac a wife from his family, and that he would bring her back to Isaac in the land of Canaan. Don't get a Canaanite wife, go back and get one from our family and of our faith. And he went to do just that. He prayed, he sought God, he asked God for certain signs to take place. And of course, the signs were all met. And he has talked with Rebekah and her family, Laban. And now they have come to the end of their discussions, and it's about time for the servant to go back to Abraham and Isaac and to deliver this wife for Isaac. She was given great autonomy. She was given great ability to say yes or no. And here we are going to see how that ended up in verse 57. So they said, "We will call the young woman and ask her personally." So then they called Rebekah and said to her, "Will you go with this man?" And she said, "I will go." So they sent away Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. This was the end of yesterday, Sunday afternoon's passage. But this was Rebekah making the choice to go and be the wife of Isaac and to become the mother of a nation, if you will. Here's how her family blessed her as she was leaving. It says in verse 60, "And they blessed Rebekah and said to her, 'Our sister, may you become the mother of thousands of 10,000s, and may your descendants possess the gates of those who hate them.'" So they're praying for her to have great numbers of children and grandchildren and descendants down through the line, and that her descendants would take the property, take the possessions of those who hate them or who hate the plan of God. Verse 61, "Then Rebekah and her maids arose, and they rode on the camels and followed the man. So the servant took Rebekah and departed. Now Isaac came from the way of Beer Lahai Roi, for he dwelt in the south. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field in the evening. And he lifted his eyes and looked there, and there the camels were coming." That ought to be something that we can do to remember this story, is remember the time when Isaac saw that the camels were coming. Then Rebekah lifted her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she dismounted from her camel. For she had said to the servant, "Who is this man walking in the field to meet us?" And the servant said, "It is my master." So she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. Then Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. So Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. So this is the culmination of this long journey of the servant of Abraham when he went back to the land of the fathers, the land of the family, to find a wife for Isaac. And Rebekah consented. She fulfilled all the things that the servant had asked to be done by this woman. She fulfilled them according to the prayers that the servant had prayed. The family consented. Rebekah consented. They went back to where Isaac was. And when Isaac saw her, he immediately loved her, and he brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and she became his wife. This whole story is a picture of the plan of God, the purpose of God, the will of God taking place in a family's life and bringing about healing for a hurt, bringing about the furtherance of this family's mission that God had given them, and bringing children, wife and children, into the life of one of the patriarchs of the faith, Isaac. I'm thankful for this story. I hope it's ministered to you. It is a very deep story, a story of God's plan and purpose, a story of God's blessings and his direction, and a story of God's fulfillment of what he had promised. We can bank on those things. We can believe in those things because God is not a man that he should lie. Thanks for being with us today. It's good to see Vicki Adkins, Cordia Tackett, Gene Goodman. There are others I know that are on here. I see lots of numbers up top. I thank you for taking the time to be with us for Live at 5 today. It's always our blessing and honor to bring you this short Bible study each day, Sunday through Friday. And we thank you for taking the time to be with us. Take some time also every day, preferably when you first get up in the morning, to spend time with God and the Word of God and prayer. It'll help you to understand God's plan for your life and how he can fulfill it. And it will always be the best thing you do all day long. Please know we love you and we're praying for you. And I look forward to seeing each of you again tomorrow for